Good morning, all participants. As usual, Saturday, 11 a.m. Today we are going to have a webinar a webinar and panel discussion on an interesting subject, which is IoT-based device. But before that, we will have a small introduction about NFE. As all of you knows, NFE, National Federation of Engineers for Electrical Safety. We are a society of initially we started as engineer, but we are a society of people, those who are interested in electrical safety, participating in electrical safety, such as electrical consultants, contractors, officers from various departments of government, electrical safety auditors, and a lot of people, those who are interested in electrical safety, registered in Chennai. Our prime motto is to create awareness on electrical safety. Our vision is to make Bharat electrically safe, and we achieve this vision through our mission, which is continuously training and develop the skills of engineers and people, those who are involved in the electrical safety. We are participating in various forums, various seminars, public seminars, our own seminars. In last 2 years, we conducted more than 40 one-day seminars and multiple webinars. We invite the interested participants to become our membership fee, as you can see on the screen, it's a very nominal amount. 500 rupees registration fee one time and the annual fee of 1000 rupees plus GST. So the renewal fee annually is 1000 rupees for individual member. We also have options for corporate member and MSME member. We urge you to go to our website, look at this link. At the website itself, you can find to become member, and you are requested to join as member to have more information about our activities, also to participate in our activity. We also welcome members to become speakers in our program, as we are conducting multiple seminars and webinars. We are also looking for speakers on various electrical safety subjects. Today's webinar is about IoT-based electrical safety device. Please note that we are not talking about IoT in general, but we are talking about a specific device which is claiming as an IoT-based electrical safety device. The truth and the fictions, the fact and the fictions behind this particular device. To introduce ours, I am Gopakumar. I am the president of NFE. Today's panel, we have Sri Appavu. He is the retired Chief Electrical Inspector of Government of Tamil Nadu. Mr. Appavu is our General Secretary, very active in the activities of NFE, and probably he is one of the senior most person in our country who is with a vast experience of probably 35 plus years in electrical inspectorate. As all of us know, electrical inspectorate of the state government is the authority, those who are enforcing the electrical safety requirements in the state. We also have a very well experienced speaker, Hemant Saliji. He is the retired executive engineer, but in charge as a superintending engineer in PWD of Government of Maharashtra. Saliji was also having vast experience as an electrical inspector. He has visited multiple sites, and he has very vast experience. He is also very active in the BIS committees, like all of us. He is the main person behind drafting several Indian standards, those whom we use in our daily use. Welcome, Saliji, for the program. We have Mr. Abhijit Limaye. Mr. Abhijit is a BTech engineer from VNIT Nagpur and PGDM postgraduate in marketing. He has vast experience in working with multiple multinational companies in the field of switchgear, such as Siemens, Amar Raja, Hager, and ABB. Currently, Mr. Abhijit is working as a senior consultant in VL Engineers, and he is also having vast experience. Mr. Abhijit is also our a regular speaker in our various programs. So, Mr. Dominic, who was supposed to join, unfortunately, he could not join today. Now, just to explain what we are going to talk today, I hope my screen is visible to everybody. So today's webinar is on IoT-based electrical safety device, which is becoming a fashion nowadays in some parts of the country, not all over the country. It's in some parts of the country. If we don't stop such malpractices, probably after some years, this become a national practice. Already our country is facing challenges with respect to electrocution. Number of death due to electric shock is probably very high in our country. Number of fire accidents due to electrical reasons or short circuit in general we talk is also extremely high in our country. Now these fallacious products are coming in the market claiming that this is a solution for fire safety or protection from shock. Unfortunately, such devices are being promoted by the government agency. That is the biggest challenge which in front of us. Sometime while going through these documents, we will have a feeling that people think that handling electricity is such a, simple subject. With one device, all the safety measures required in electrical installation is possible, is what is the claim of this device. Just to introduce you about the safety requirements in an electrical installation. Every electrical installation need protection from electric shock by various methods: basic protection, fault protection, additional protection, and so on. Protection from thermal effect, which talks about how to handle the thermal effect of electricity, heat, arc, arc flash, fire, and so on. Overcurrent and fault current, how to handle thermal as well as electromechanical effects of the overcurrent, and voltage disturbances. Voltage disturbances, there are multiple types of voltage disturbances, such as faults in low voltage, fault in high voltage, lightning, EMI, interruptions, and so on. So, if we look at the safety measures required for one electrical installation, for all these measures, it's actually a very complicated subject. In a medium, even in a modern house, an expert is required to design, erect, and test or verify such an electrical installation. Just for the information of the participants, I am just showing you how complicated it is when we talk about protection from electric shock alone. Protection from electric shock, the protective measures are classified into basic protection, fault protection, and additional protection in IS 732 clause 4.2. First of all, IS 732 it is not a product standard. It's an installation standard. Installation standard explains you how to design an electrical installation, how to select products for that particular installation, how to erect and install them, how to verify them, how to maintain them. IS 732 is a code of practice, which is the code of practice of wiring installation. It do not talks about, it's not a product standard. If somebody claims that I have a product tested as per IS 732, I request the participants immediately be alert and be careful, and immediately you should decide that, okay, this is wrong, because a product cannot be certified as per the requirements of IS 732. Just in the clause 4.2, IS 732 explains about protection from electric shock, which consists of basic protection, means different protective measures which can be applied in an installation so that human beings or living beings are not getting in touch with electricity. Example, insulation of light parts. Now, once when we insulate, what kind of insulation, how much voltage the insulation has to withstand, how much distances, several technical parameters comes into picture. The second is barriers or enclosures, obstacles placing out of reach. These are the identified basic protective measures. Earlier, we used to call as protection against direct contact. In case of failure of basic protection, we go to a fault situation. Fault means there is no basic protection. The basic protection already failed. Earlier, we used to call this as protection against indirect contact. Indirect contact means there is some insulation failure or some fault, as a result, person may be getting electrocuted. The identified safety measures are protective equipotential bonding and automatic disconnection of supply, number one. Extra low voltage, electrical separation, double insulation. These are the identified safety measures for fault protection. Now, you can also have an enhanced protection, which is giving the properties of basic plus fault protection. In case of failure of basic protection and fault protection, you need additional protection. Example, 30 milliampere RCD. It's an additional protection. How do you use it? Depends on who is handling electricity, what kind of people are handling electricity. Example, normal person, skilled person, supervised person. In a house or in an office environment, normal people are touching or opening or doing something with electricity. Whereas in an industrial environment, skilled people or supervised people are supposed to do the job. So who handles electricity? How frequently he or she is in touch with earth? Low, frequent, continuous contact with metal parts, and the type of equipment, which are classified into class 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. So protection against electric shock itself consists of all these answers for all these questions, and each of the question internally has got multiples of performance requirements. Example, if we talk about insulation, there are so many parameters which need to be satisfied if we say something which is satisfying basic insulation. This being the fact, for example, protection against fire, the basic idea is 15 watts, even for a longer duration, could not ignite fire. 15 to 100 watts for a longer duration, maybe it can ignite fire. Any fault, the heat produced by a fault more than 100 watts for more than 5 seconds, it is fatal. It could create fire. You can find this information in the standard. So basically, automatic disconnection is what is required. Now, coming to the point, as you can see in the screen, in Mumbai, if you apply for a fire approval in a new building or probably your renewal of a building, you will get this kind of a notice from the authority, the fire department. They say, let me read it. The IoT-based microcontroller device shall be provided in the electrical installation of the building as per the requirements stipulated in Government Circular Number CEI 2021P114 Energy 5. Number two, the IoT-based microcontroller device shall be tested and verified by NABL accredited testing agency laboratory. Please make a note, NABL accredited testing agency laboratory in accordance with the recognized IS 732-2019. As I said, IS 732 is not a product standard, it's an installation standard. Nobody can test one product as per IS 732. If somebody claims, you can be 100% sure that it's a fraudulent claim. Number three, complete installation of IoT-based microcontroller device shall be checked and certified by the Chief Electrical Inspector, Government of Maharashtra. Certificate to that effect shall be issued at the time of the compliance. I really don't know how this is made. We are talking about a non-existing test report, a non-existing type test for a product, and so on. The data and alert generated by IoT-based microcontroller device shall be monitored by the building management system, and necessary corrective measures shall be taken by the owner occupier immediately. The data generated by IoT-based microcontroller device shall be made available to the fire brigade department as and when required. All the electrical wiring installations shall be as per the some act and regulations they are talking. So the whole story starts with the government circular number CEI 2021P 114. Let me show you what exactly is this particular notice. So on the screen, what you are seeing is the particular notice, which is I hope my screen is visible. You are able to see the screen. Lakshmi, you can see the screen?
Yes, sir, we can see. You can slightly zoom it.
Okay, let me zoom it again. Yeah, so this one is the notice. This is the order, government order from Maharashtra 2021. Unfortunately, it is in Marathi language. Most of us may not be able to read it. So what we did is we translated it. So this is the starting of this particular subject. So the government of Maharashtra Industry and Energy Department in 27th August 2021, during the time of COVID, because there were several multiple accidents. So they issued a circular, government circular, in which they are explaining several requirements. And serial number 8, according to the Central Electricity Measures Relating to Safety and Electric Supply Regulations 2010, to maintain safe electrical, they are asking to put some kind of a device as per according to the Central Electricity. First of all, Central Electricity Regulation itself don't write such requirements. They say that you should keep your electrical installation safe. They say that once in 5 years you should measure the insulation resistance. They say that before connecting, the supplier should ensure that there is no leakage. The CEA regulation never ever has written this kind of a language saying that you can see these protection systems include protection to minimize risk of arcing, short circuit, overcurrent, earth leakage, over voltage, and finally something about the 14, 13, 14, 15 detection of unbalanced and asymmetric loads. Continuing, for accurately identifying the above factors, there is a need for specialized system. Currently, IOT, Internet of Things based microcontroller system can collect real-time data and the abnormal condition arising in internal electrical installation, and this data can be stored in cloud. This data can then be retrieved and analyzed. So you can read it. You can see this. Implementing an IoT-based microcontroller system for generating and analyzing data will enable preventive measures to be taken effectively to achieve this IoT-based microcontroller system certified by NABL, National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories. Testing lab should be installed in all government and private hospitals. So basically, this government order creates, or it makes the first step to put something which is absolutely not written in the CEA regulation, not in any of the standards. Of course, your electrical installation need all these safety measures, but these safety measures are achieved with different type of safety measures need to be implemented. So the starting is this particular government order. Later, the Chief Electrical Inspectorate, the government of Maharashtra, Office of the Chief Electrical Inspector, you can see that they have issued a certificate based on, you can see, certificate of accreditation. I don't know whether the Electrical Inspectorate is authorized to make a certificate like this. So they are talking about the performance evaluation of one of the product manufactured by a company. It is also talking about some references, some test reports. You can see there is a test report, NABL accredited testing calibration laboratory test report number ENE 42 dated 2021. Now, the department was kind enough to provide 2 years accreditation for this particular device. We really don't know under what kind of legal framework such an approval or such a accreditation is given. And here you can see this IoT-based microcontroller device, real-time data recorder measures that detect, report, and take corrective action, different type of electrical method, adhering to IS 732/2019. I would like to make a comment that we are spending as a committee member in ETD 20 who makes IS 732. We are spending hours and hours, days and days discussing various subjects, and these standards are made with a lot of difficulty, lot of discussion, lot of deliberations. Unfortunately, the some of the authorities, I think they may not even have read the standard and try to understand the standard. But however, going further, so there is one more. The this one is from the advisory, which is very recent. The advisory says every high-rise building in Mumbai. This is 2024. Because the first approval, the date is 2 years, it's over. Now there is one more approval or one more letter from the electrical inspectorate of Maharashtra. They are saying that you can see the verification of IoT-based microcontroller device, some information, then the IoT device has to be installed as per this, the IoT device, and you can see that a lot of parameters are being made here. It's based on the certificate issued by the NABL, so-called NABL accredited lab. Parallelly, other government departments of Maharashtra also started this practice. What you are seeing in the screen is a notice from the Urban Development Department of Maharashtra. We have a translation here. So the Urban Development Department of Maharashtra is saying that based on the Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Act, you must put this IoT-based device, NABL accredited device, in order to comply the National Electrical Code of India, Central Electricity Measures relating to safety and electric supply, and the IS 732. So basically, and here also you can see in this notice also NABL certified testing. Everywhere NABL certified testing is mentioned, IS 732 is mentioned, National Electrical Code is mentioned, and CEA regulations are mentioned. So basically, a wrong product is being promoted with the help of some of the rules, regulations, or standards, practically which is not applicable for this particular purpose. This one is Brigan Mumbai BMC order number 66, which is dated 2022. The BMC says, I have the circular, the translation. Based on the original order 114 of, you can see here from the government 114/2021 order based on the energy department. So the BMC is saying that all high-rise buildings you should put an IoT-based microcontroller device. Here also you can see Indian standard IS 732 has laid down guidelines. So they say it's in reference to IS 732. The IoT-based microcontroller device shall be tested and verified by NABL accredited testing agency laboratory in accordance with the recognized IS 732 code of practice of wiring regulation. One cannot violate a standard or misread the standard in such a bad language is what I would like to make a comment on this. Again, going forward, this is a notice issued by the Brigan Mumbai Municipal Corporation from the fire department to some of the builders for new buildings. Once when you go for a new building, you can see here, let me share IoT. Yeah, Internet of Things for wing A, B, and C. The IoT-based microcontroller device shall be provided in the electrical installation. Then you can see that IoT-based micro tested as per NABL accredited testing agency in accordance with the recognized standard. Here I am highlighting. NABL accredited testing agency, the product is tested as per this laboratory, as per IS 732 in the NABL accredited laboratory, and this is what is demanded by the fire department. Now, what is this particular test report? there is a test report issued by one of the laboratory to the referred company for the referred product. Now, if you look at the product, there are two products, those who are tested. A test method, as per the customer requirement complying, you can, let me highlight it, as per the customer requirement complying to IS 732, IS 12360, IS 480, some standards are referred. If we go further, please note that the laboratory has made a very clear declaration here. NABL accredited testing and calibration laboratory as per ISO 17025. This is the claim. Now, if we go through the report, it's very funny to note that the first test is short circuit test. As per this, visual verification. So the engineer who made the test, he has verified that, okay, visually I see that this particular device is protecting against short circuit. Then going further, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you see earth voltage. Clause number 4.2.11.3. Some clauses from IS 732. Warn if earth voltage is greater than 3 volt and isolate supply above 7 volt. Then going further, lot of clauses from IS 732 are measured. We will go through these clauses and explain you what exactly this test report says, probably in the next sometime. So what we did is, we asked the NABL, National Accreditation Board for for laboratories. We asked the NABL saying that in the market, based on a test report issued by a laboratory, the government, various government agencies are issuing letters, circulars, government orders, ensuring or insisting people to install some device to protect from electric shock or to protect from fire. But after studying the report and the test report as well as different documents, NABL has very clearly confirmed that we have reviewed the concerned test report and also understood that these test parameters are not under the scope of accreditation of the referred laboratory. Under such situation, use of NABL symbol or claim of NABL accreditation is not permitted. However, the laboratory has mentioned a narrative reference of being accredited by NABL, which is not acceptable. Hence, we will deal this issue as per the laid down procedure of handling with compliance. So basically, NABL is taking some action against the claim of NABL accredited test report. So basically, the idea of this webinar is to inform everybody that please note that IS 732 is not a product standard. It is a standard explaining, for example, let me show you, it's an installation standard. It's a code of practice for electrical wiring. It talks how to design the electrical installation, how to select a product, how to install the electrical installation, how to verify it, how to maintain it. No product can be made or tested as per IS 732 is the truth. I make this comment to support me. We have Sri Apau sir, who is also a member in ETD 20 of BIS. Mr. Hemant Sali, he is also a member in ETD 20. These standards we are doing the process of adopting these standards from IEC. We have people, those who are participating in the IEC TC 64, which is making the similar standard in IEC called as IEC 60364. So we can very well say that the claim made in this government documents, such as the documents from the Electrical Inspectorate, Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, then the Urban Development Department, these are very much false. So now with this background, we will have a small discussion also. Then we will take you and to the comparison of each of the parameters which is tested in the laboratory. First, I would like to have the first question with Sri Apau. Apau sir, I hope you are able to
Yes,
listen.
sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, we have gone through the documents multiple times. We have a lot of discussion, deliberation about these government orders. As the in charge of electrical safety in the entire state of Tamil Nadu for a long duration, and the most experienced, one of the most experienced person who was from the electrical inspectorate background, I would like to ask a simple question to you, sir. In your general opinion, what is your advice to government agencies who made this device mandatory? What is your advice to the government departments who has made such documents? Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Very good morning, Gopaji, and very good morning to all the participants. It's a great introduction done by the Gopaji. So, based on that introduction, I would like to say a few words. So, the question relates to the statutory agencies, how they can do this beyond the standards, beyond the code of practices and regulations. There's a crux of this issue. Actually, we can see that neither the National Safety Regulation Authority, that is Centralist Authority, has not initiated this. Also, the Ministry of Power also has not initiated this. We don't know, some other ministry, if it has initiated, they should have consulted the national authorities who are empowered with such statutory obligation. Actually, we can say that every citizen is enshrined with a noble provision in the article, the Constitution under the Article 21. That means they have a right to live. But this is a subject where the statutory authorities are coming into picture. Here, what we can say is the Constitution has clearly provided and it has empowered such things to the Ministry of Power as well as the centralist authority. But these departments have not taken any steps to announce such a device. So that device is in other words, it is claiming such a very big claim to safeguard the installation on all possible missiles. So it's really alarming. The government and the implementers are relying on these black boxes and issuing instructions that may compromise electrical safety. I can cite one recent, not recent, it's a Honorable Supreme Court of India's judgment based on the Upwar theatre tragedy that killed 52 people and 103 persons have become incapacitated. That has made several amendments to the regulations and standards to strictly enforce the safety provisions for the citizens. The judgment emphasized the strict liability of enforcing department officials in ensuring safety. So that means it is a strict liability. We can't say that it has electricity because of electricity or natural thing it has happened. Some accident happened, some fire has happened. We can't say. It is unlike other departmental officials. Statutory authorities are having their own accountability, which is more precisely defined as a strict liability. Strict liability means you can't cite any reason. Electricity is a hazardous subject. It's a hazardous substance, something like a nuclear power. One who provides this is accountable. One who implements this is accountable as per Supreme Court. They enforce more accountability on statutory officials whose functions are directly related to the safety of citizens. Unlike the Supreme Court order has also prescribed that order that it is unlike other tax enforcement or administrative departments. It is a special departmental officials' duty. They have to ensure, otherwise they will be made accountable. So, to ensure electrical safety, we must prioritize compliance with existing standards and regulations rather than relying on unproven IoT-based systems. To simplify, what I can say is, for the easy understanding of the audience, what I can say is, first of all, let me relate an easy example. I have a smartwatch. It keeps me well informed to perform my daily routine and to keep myself fit and healthy. But the problem is, I am relying too much on it. I want it to perform surgery, and I expect it to supply oxygen too when I have become breathless. This is the danger of too much reliance beyond the capability of a device. Leave alone the standards and the regulations. Use the device beyond standard. We can go even beyond the standards that we will discuss later. What is the actually the fallacious claims are involved in this Internet of Things. There is no second opinion about the technology of IoT. The IoT is a powerful tool, no doubt. It manages, process, and collates the data. Its success in building and energy management is also well documented. But the success is wrongly interpreted in the field of electricity. Here, I strongly differ from how it is portrayed to afford all the protection measures. Say they claim that more than 20 types of hazards. Actually, regulations and standards provide only 14 types of hazards. It seems to exceed the provisions of the standards and regulations. So, what is Internet of Things? It is just referring to a network of physical devices. That physical devices shall be embedded with a sensor, software, and connectivity that allow them to collect and exchange the data. Actually, there is no embedding of sensors in all the downstream of equipment. They simply place a black box and claim that the simple black box will safeguard the whole building. It is a mischievous, and how the government itself is falling prey to such unethical propaganda of an individual manufacturer. We are really, it's a very big concern for us. We will deal, Mr. Gopaji, on subsequent questions or audience response. We will deal more with the how it is ineffectively and fallaciously projected or portrayed. Thank you, Mr. Gopaji. This is all my.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to ask a simple question to Hemant Saliji. Saliji,
Yeah,
a practical situation. Because sometimes by seeing a catalog, even sometimes electrical engineers are getting convinced by the wordings like, IoT, IS732, NABL. People think that, okay, oh, these are truth. Nobody tried to find out whether this is correct or not. Now, a technical question, for example. Imagine you are or somebody is installing this device at the incoming of a house. Let's say a bigger house, maybe 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom house. At the incoming of the house, this kind of IoT based device is installed. Now imagine one of the circuit which is going to the bedroom, and maybe there is a power circuit which is a heater, where there is a heater, geyser is connected, and this geyser is faulty, or maybe a overcurrent. Imagine overcurrent is happening in the air conditioner, not geyser. Let's say air conditioner. Line to neutral, the nominal current is 10 amperes, maybe 16 amperes of current is flowing through the air conditioner, which is over current. The incoming is, let us imagine, 40 amps or 63 amps. After some time, this air conditioner is going to burn. All of us know, because there is an overcurrent going through the air conditioner. Whereas the incoming device is rated for some current, let's say 40 amps. Now, my question is, the air conditioner is going to catch fire. How does this IoT based device going to detect this overcurrent, and whether this idea which is put on this particular device, is it logical? Over to you.
yeah. Thank you, Babaji. See, like you said, this device is installed at the source of electrical supply. It measures the parameters at the source of electrical supply. Suppose the current water MCB or whatever the circuit protection device provided has a 40 amperes of rating. All the parameters set to that device will be in accordance with that. If the current exceeds that 40 ampere, then it will give some signals. If the end circuit, at the branch circuit, if the current is going to exceed 10 amperes to 16 amperes, it may not be detected. It is not possible because it is not going to the, it is not taking measurements of any final branch circuit. If you see IS 732, it has different parameters given in that IS 732. There are different forms PP, QQ, RR, and SS. If you see the form SS, the measurements required, detailing of required is per circuit. Per circuit, you have to provide all the details. So this device is will not be taking any measurement of the branch circuit, end circuit. So that is the limitation. Overcurrent may not be detected. Another one more point is that suppose if your device at the source is, suppose the MCB is rated 32 amperes, it's fixed at the source. And suppose if the design current of that cable, I mean the main cable, is not of that rating. Suppose that because of so many derating factors or so many situation factors, if the rating of that cable is not able to take that much of current, there will be miscoordination between the protection device and the cable current carrying capacity also. How they are going to finalize whether the cables or different circuit wires, size of cross sections of different wires will be as per the, I mean, the coordination between the MCBs and or that is as per correct correct assessment. I have seen that the way, if you see the IS 732, the different tables which are given in the that IS 732, the how the setting of that device is going, they are going to do at the source. That is a big question. So I don't think that will be providing 100% solution on this, the overcurrent, because it is, I don't find anywhere they have certain provisions for that in that regard. Yeah. Over to you, Gopaji.
Sorry. Somebody was putting a question in the chat box. One Mr. Ravi, somewhere I have seen. Somebody is claiming that, Sally sir, it can be detected. The load imbalances can be detected, is what Mr. Praveen Avatade is saying. Mr. Praveen Avatade, we are not talking about load imbalance. We are talking about overcurrent in one circuit. Overcurrent and imbalances are two different subjects. So our subject of discussion currently is not about imbalance. Our subject of discussion is about overcurrent in a particular equipment. So I hope you understood. Okay, let me put the answer in the chat box. So we are not talking about overcurrent. We are talking about overcurrent. We are not talking about imbalance. So your the comment which you have put in the chat box is not correct. So we have Mr. Abhijit, who is also a very well experienced electrical engineer. Mr. Abhijit, probably you can put on your camera. Probably I will make a
Yes.
question. Mr. Abhijit, you know very well that IoT is a very good tool for supervision, data collection, communication, and all. But protection is localized. The protection should be localized. That means a circuit. If you have a circuit, the circuit has to be protected. Is the concept. Not like what is claimed. Also, the principle of discrimination between two protective devices, between two circuits, all these are important. The device is violating, which can create a problem to the user. Now, my question to you is, should such a device at the main panel be used in a hospital? How does it discriminate between various group locations? And what is the danger of using these kind of a device in a hospital, and what kind of problems may be occurring?
Thank you, Gopas, on this. So, typically, when we look at such a device, and when we typically look at IoT, as you correctly pointed out, IoT is a very good tool for data collection and communication. However, using IoT for safety has some limitations. Typically, when we look at a hospital, we know that there are three different groups: Group 0, Group 1, Group 2. Now, if we look at the parameters, just the parameters in isolation, these would work typically in a Group 0 location. However, a Group 1 location might have a backup from a DG, and a group 2 location might have backup from DG as well as UPS, where whether these backups should turn on in case of a fault or not, and whether what kind of signaling from the backup sources should also go to the IoT. Now, this needs to be understood. Now, when we typically install communication in hospitals or in buildings or even in industries, we tend to have all the devices on a common protocol which can communicate with one another. However, here one of the limitations, what I do observe is that this device, whether it is capable of communicating with a DG set, whether it is capable of communicating with, let's say, a medical isolation panel, an IMD, this remains a question that needs to be asked, and the device or its test report or the circular does not talk about it being able to communicate with it. So whether a medical isolation panel giving a signal to this device, whether the device will be able to act on it or not, we are not aware of it. Similarly, it is possible that group 2 locations work on a medical IT system wherein a normal device is normally based to protect a TNS system. So whether it can differentiate between these two systems. So there are a lot of questions which need to be asked. There are a lot of clarifications that need to be given. And one of the most important thing is such a device may be useful in a building. Such a device may be useful in residential building provided with certain modifications, but definitely in a hospital there are locations where such a device would fall short of the safety requirements, where a lot of additional safety requirements are needed. And what I would like to point out is any circular or anything that claims it also needs to provide certain locations, certain exceptions, certain deviations where a lot of additional protections will be needed. So you need to specify that such a device may not be suitable for a group 2 location where a medical isolation panel becomes a necessity.
Yes, thank you, Abhijit. As probably we are chatting in our group for the last 2 years multiple times, several of our members, especially from Mumbai, they were trying to contact this particular company. Initially, they come with the product with big claims, but once when we start asking questions, they just disappear. They are unable to answer, or they just neglect. They don't come forward. We send emails to them to come forward and prove that your claims are correct. If this is a very special device and all the claims are correct, we have no problem in supporting such kind of a device. But we know that it's not correct. But once when we try to ask questions, the easy method is they just disappear. It's a proof that this is, the motivations are not correct. Probably the fellows, those who are selling this product, they don't even have knowledge on the basic electrical safety measures. So this is a very bad situation. I have a question again to Saliji, going back to Saliji. Saliji, a question. For example, the data which is collected from this particular device is, I think it is charged annually. The user should pay some money to the company. They will collect all the data and save it somewhere. I think in our country, we have some legal framework for taking and saving and storing and processing the data of the users. What is your opinion on a third party taking all the data from the customer and keeping it with them? Over to you, Saliji.
Yeah. See, I certainly have many questions regarding this because data security, data privacy is a very important issue nowadays. We have IT Act, and recently government has seen that IT Act is not sufficient to protect the data of the consumers. So now government has recently published new DPDP Act, that is a digital private data protection, Digital Personal Data Protection Act. So that was published in 2023, and certain new ruling is coming out because they already have published a draft ruling in respect of that in 2025. Shortly, it will be notified also. And so many provisions are there for protecting the data of the private owners. So whether all this system is going to comply with that is not known. whether the data which will be owned by the system provider, how is going to take care of that? How is going to store that? How he will share with certain persons? Is there any agreement between the consumer and that person? I am not knowing. And whether that data is going to be shared to anybody else. Suppose if government, then whether such provisions are there within that agreement, I am not sure about. Whether that data, if any something goes wrong with that, say some modification is done, or some mischief is done with that data, who is going to take care of that? So that is also not sure. So it may be used as a tool also, that danger is also there. So we have to be very, very careful, and everything, whatever is there, which relates with the data protection, it should comply with the state, government regulations. It is a very important thing. Yeah,
Yes.
over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Saliji. Actually, some of our members, the participants are putting some questions. Mr. Praveen Avatade is putting, he has put some questions. Let me try to. Mr. Praveen, if you are there, I'm making you, inviting you into the group. Probably you can put the questions and we can have a discussion. Mr. Praveen, you are,
Sir. Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
yes.
Okay. So, for all information, personally, I have seen this product and that company. And this is, am I audible, sir? No?
Yes, you are audible. We are
Okay.
listening.
Okay. The fact is that I don't know about its functionality. I have checked the functionality and everything, but not, I'm sure that they mislead with the NABL. I completely agree because NABL does not have any authority of product testing. It is a clear because it is a calibration laboratory. It is not giving any assurance of testing like BIS standard or any ISI standard. So they don't have. So this is a completely mislead. So that is one. As I said that I have seen the product and at certain level, not at the lab type level, but at certain level because I have seen this product installed in some government buildings. And personally, I am one of the certified energy auditor. So during my visit, I have seen and with my curiosity, I just to figure out what the product is and all. So at certain level, like the fault detection and all, yeah, it is capable to detect some faults and all. But I'm not sure whether at what extent this can or what with what standard. So this can provide some safety, active safety measures and all. So that is the issue, literally. And the third thing is that in Mumbai, I stay in the Mumbai, so I noticed that this company specifically uh, acting as a monopoly. So with the CFO, Chief Fire Officer, Electrical Inspector, and these all lobbies, so they are pushing aggressively their product. So to purchase their product, and they hold the NOCs of big builders and all. So this is what the company is doing. Because for your information, the Schneider guys and the Eaton guys, I already connected with these guys. So what product this one company made and this leading players not made. So what is the product? Actually, this is nothing but one microcontroller. This is one energy meter and the arc fault detection. The major key fault what they address, that is arc fault detection. So generally the product is available in the market under the name of AFDD, arc fault detection device. But instead of that a single device, they claim that they have built one circuit and all. So this is my understanding about the product, but I don't know whether any of our team member have seen this product and all, and their perception about the product. So I would like to know if anybody has seen the product, so they can tell their experience about the product. But because I don't know about the technical,
Yeah,
because I
thank
haven't
you, Mr.
witnessed
Praveen.
any.
Thank you, Mr. Praveen. We actually, several of our members from NFE, including the previous secretary of Mumbai chapter, we tried contacting this company. In fact, they all of them saw the product. They had a demonstration, and they next time when they called for some technical questions, if you ask, generally they don't come back because they know that okay, the questions are no, they smell something and they don't generally come back. Now, the to answer to your question with a small example, Imagine in an office, you are installing this device at the incoming of the meter board. Now, at the far end of your circuit, maybe in one of the circuit, maybe you have, let's say, imagine 20 circuits. In one of the circuit, there is an electrical appliance with which a person is going to operate, which is a faulty device. Imagine the person is getting a shock. Now the product claims that it will take the data and send an SMS or save it somewhere in the cloud and all. The person is getting a shock. And imagine this person is the owner of the installation and he has got an SMS saying that your immediate attention, you are going to get a shock. But by the time he touched, he already got the shock. He is unable to take his phone because he is already died. By the time he get the SMS, the person is already over. So the idea of safety is the safety device should work immediately there is a problem, and the faulty circuit alone has to be disconnected. Now imagine if this device is able to determine the fault at the 20th circuit and trip. In 20 circuits, it will create so many nuisance tripping. After some time, like RCD, one RCD for a big house, after some time what we do is we bypass it. So basically, the claims of these devices are absolutely wrong is our point. As you explained, Mr. Praveen, a product certification by an NABL accredited lab is possible, provided the product is supported by a test procedure, recognized test procedure, which is included in the accreditation procedure of NABL. Whereas the certificate issued for this particular product is not included in the list of NABL accreditation. This is the reason NABL is going to, or NABL already taken initiative against this particular lab. Thank you very much, Mr. Praveen. Over to Apav, sir. Sir, we would like to listen to you, sir.
Of course, you have explained the most important part. I would like to add only one point. I have seen this product in few states, especially in Maharashtra and Mumbai. I inspected one product also during my visit there. What I found is the downstream circuits, as you said, the downstream circuit comprises more than hundreds of numbers, even in a single home. It comprises switches, circuits, MCBs. But unfortunately, no such MCBs and switches are communicating with this main device. They are providing in a big building at near a dB, and they claim that's one part. Here, the important thing is it is not configured to act even if a hazard is sensed at the mains in order to avoid disruption of supply to the entire building. It is configured because even though it is capable, we assume that it is capable, but it is configured, it should not trip. It can just push the data to the cloud, and based on the analytics, data analytics, it will instruct the operator through mail, alert, or the operator is alone can take a decision to isolate the supply, not the gear, because gear is not embedded with any device to communicate with the mail. The MCBs at the downstream is not embedded, as you said. Let us assume that the operator is seeing the mail or noting the alert on 24/7 basis to take a decision. This will take theoretically just a few seconds, but it is the factor of milliamp and milliseconds as far as electrical safety of personnel and things, property are involved. This is my submission.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr.
Sir, we have Mr. Alkendra Singh and Mr. Rajan Menon raised the hand. They are in the group. Mr. Alkendra Singh, you can ask the question, but please wait for a moment. I have a question to Mr. Abhijit. Mr. Abhijit, the testing related to IC 61439 part 3, which is distribution boards operated by an ordinary person. That means anybody who is an ordinary person operating an electrical apparatus. This test report, as per this particular standard, is required. I hope you must have gone through the test reports,
Yes.
which was there, and this testing is missing in this particular list. Do you have any points here?
See, typically, when we look at this device, as the test report of the device, it is tested as a distribution board. Now, the National Electric Code talks about IC 61439 as the basic guiding standard for distribution enclosures, and even 60364 also specifies 61439 as an enclosure standard. Now, for any MCB distribution board that goes into a building, every manufacturer who is making the MCBs and distribution boards are testing it as per IC 61439 with the MCBs and the distribution boards together, so that even an ordinary operator would not face an electric shock when operating the DB. Now, this test is carried out by all the manufacturers who are making these, and what the manufacturers recommend is that the MCBs or the RCDs or whichever protection devices are being used, the same distribution board should be used so that we can have a IC 61439 compliant assembly. Unfortunately, when I look at this, the test report of the DB product, whatever they are specifying with the IoT controller, this test seems to be missing, which means I'm not sure which company or which manufacturers MCBs or RCDs are supposed to be installed in this, and whether they are able to work as a 614 certified device. So this is my doubt which I had while going through the report, and this is something what I feel might compromise the safety of the operator.
Thank you, Abhijit. Thank you, Abhijit. Just for your information, I'm just sharing the screen. You see in the test report where you can see serial number 4, earth voltage, clause 4.2.11.3.2.3 and 4.1.2.2 of IS 732. Now let me take the IS 732, clause number 4.2.11.3.2.3. So this clause in IS 732 says in TN system, a disconnection time not exceeding 5 seconds is permitted for distribution circuits and for circuits not covered by 4.2.3.2.2. That means the distribution circuits, the final circuits up to 63 amps. Other than that, in TN system, a disconnection time of 5 seconds is permitted is the requirement in the IS 732 standard. Now the test report of this product says earth voltage, the clauses given there, one, if earth voltage is greater than 3 volt and isolate supply above 7 volt. The clause which is mentioned as well as the test which is mentioned, this has got no relation at all. IS 732 says that for main circuits, you can go up to 5 seconds disconnection. Here it is talking about, something totally not at all in relation. So like this, if we go through each and every parameter of this test report, like over voltage, under voltage, all these parameters are totally different. Now I'm saying, you see, let's say neutral loss, serial number 8, clause 4.5.2.1. Let me take 4.5.2.1. 4.5.2.1. Okay. The 4.5.2.1 talks about protection for safety, protection against voltage disturbances and electromagnetic disturbances. It talks about protection of low voltage installation against TOV due to earth fault in the high voltage system, due to fault in low voltage and due to fault in. So basically this clause is talking about how to protect an electrical installation when there is a fault on the high voltage side of the electrical installation. So it consists of various measures, how you should install the transformer, whether it is TN system, TT system, and so on. Now, the test report claims that 4.5.2.1b, let me take you 4.5.2.1b. Where is B? Probably a loss of supply of neutral in a low voltage system. So, the rules of this clause, please note the field of application. The rules of this clause provide a requirement for safety of low voltage electrical installation in the event of a fault between high voltage system and the earth in the transformer substation that supplies to the low voltage installation, a loss of supply neutral in the low voltage installation. So this clause is explaining about the rules to be followed in case of a supply, neutral loss. So what the gentleman or what this test report claims is isolate supply in case of loss of supply to neutral in 80 milliseconds. Now, if you look at the test report as a whole, they are visually inspecting. I don't know how they visually inspected that the disconnection happened in 80 milliseconds. So like this, various of these tests which is made in the laboratory is absolutely has no relation with the actual content of the standard. They are just referring something to make the users fooled. So now with this, probably Mr. Alkendra Singh, you have raised the hand. You can speak. Or yes, Mr. Alkendra Singh.
Good morning, sir. I am audible, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, it's a very good topic raised at our platform. Earlier, we have also discussed and rightly told by above, sir, you and Praveen and Leme, sir, that I have been able to work in the government and the people roam around to get approval of through misinterpretation of the clauses and get approved some products. Like this happened in telecom industry during the regime of Honorable Minister Sukhram. We were having a problem of three-phase in rural area. So one renowned company came and they says that even if one phase or two phase are not coming, we will provide the three-phase supply to the equipment and that will serve your purpose. And they came with all the fraudulent, all the documents and submissions. And however, because of their pressure, the products was approved and it was installed in the rural exchanges, telephone exchanges. And to your utter surprise, you will know that not more than a single time these products worked and lakhs and crores of rupees wasted in the telecom industry that time. And nothing happened to the guy unless the complaint was raised by the technocrats to the Central Vigilance Commission. That those were the authorities who were calling the tenders or including the procurement of such items. They were taken to the task, and then the things initiated and the product was banned. And then later on, there were the company blacklisted and other things happened. And the product which approved by the senior authorities or some bureaucrats, they were also punished accordingly. So in my view, this fellow is having this industry or this product is having a motive to sell his product through misinterpretation of the clauses, for which the very few people are aware in the society or in the installation to go through the test check or test report as we are now going through. Just they have taken reference and have interpreted it by on their own way to claim the false nomination of the product. So in my view, these products are not a very valid thing to circulate or a healthy practice to be adopted in the installation. If Maharashtra Electrical Inspectorate or any government authorities have given this product approval due to certain compulsions, or I don't know what may be the reason, but safety is not, of course, a reason. It seems valid.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Alakendra Singh. We got the point. We have to. You are saying that earlier there something happened in the telecom industry also. We will further.
So that I meant to say, somebody should approach the Vigilance Commission of the Maharashtra who's approving these products and why. Yeah, this is my submission.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we as an association, our aim is to educate people, and probably the best idea is we have to restrict our responsibility up to educating or telling the people the truth. Then it is up to the users to take it further. Is my view. Over to you, Apav sir.
Yes, sir. his Alcantara Singh question is very valid. But as you said, there are some constraints. We know clearly that lack of specific standards for IoT-based devices. It violates Regulation 14.3. Another thing, it is not, it will be amounting to the hackers. They can, if it goes to the cloud, then it will be hacked by the hackers, as Mr. Shalaji observed. There is a very heavy potential threat apart from the protection also. It doesn't protect the circuit. It is just uh, alarming. It is just giving alarms. One important thing is Regulation 33.3 requires NABL laboratory test. But bypassing all these things, especially the test report shows NABL logo, that itself is illegal. The crux of this issue is it is initiated by the central ministry and it is tested by the government laboratory, government laboratories. And finally, the implementers are being relied by us, being victimized. I can say that they are being victimized under some pressure. We have to safeguard such implementers. They are not aware. They have to obey to their boss. We have to. It's a major issue. We have to address this issue at the apex level, not at the enforcing officials, because they have to bound. They will be sacked if something happens, not the top level. It initiates from the ministry level. We have to search and do such remedies through the cooperation of citizens, not by the association alone can't do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I will
Thanks.
take few questions also from the chat box. Mr. Imran is saying, even if technically correct or not correct, how to deal with the chief fire NOC, which is forcing to install such device? Mr. Imran, be clear that if somebody is asking you to install it, you just ask them, okay, you give me which product is NABL accredited, because this NABL accreditation itself is fraudulent. You should ask them, okay, you suggest me an NABL accredited product. As a result, immediately they will stop, because there is no, as you can see, there is no NABL applicable. Mr. Rajan Menon, you have raised your hand. Probably you
Yeah.
can.
Yes,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Very nice to hear that NFE is taken such a courageous decision to deliberate this issue among the technical group, and it's nice. And we should accept one truth that the CAE 2023, the two forms has to be filled by the consumer. Form number 2 and form number 3, which is less than 650 volt and less than 230 volt for domestic consumers, commercial consumers involved. So in that particular form, a person just mentioned that Regulation 14.3, it is declared by the consumer that we have verified everything. See, the danger is, according to that, it's a yes or no form, as you know, and Regulation 14 is mentioned in that form, and this Regulation 3 is telling that the material and apparatus used shall conform to the relevant standard. So that the consumer is declaring yes, then only he will be able to get the power supply.
Yes,
So
thank you.
the danger is there should be a competent man to certify that consumer is not aware of all those things. What I am personally doing, before signing the document, I engross that regulation.
Thank you, Mr. Rajan Menon. Thank you. We got the question. Thank you very much. Thanks for the comment. We got the question. We have a lot of questions in the chat box. One of the question is, can NFE lodge a complaint against government agencies promoting wrong products? Neither IS 732 specifically specify any IoT-based device nor NABL test is applicable. So the answer is probably, NFE's vision is to educate people about what is correct and what is wrong, and probably we should restrict our activities, NFE's activities, up to this. giving complaint and running behind this thing. Probably we have to discuss in the general meeting or in the core committee meeting, and then we can decide. I have no answers at the moment. We have two more people, those who have raised the hand. Mr. Bhushan, you can talk.
Yes, thank you for giving me the chance. Sir, as you have initiated this webinar to talk about IoT, I have two things to share from the ground level about this product. Okay, unfortunately, how dangerous this kind of practice can be. I just want to highlight that situation. Recently, we have seen this product installed at a ICU. The point Mr. Abhijit was highlighting that for a group 2 locations, this kind of situation of having tripping or disconnection of supply can be dangerous. But this is actually happening at the ground level due to this misleading GRs and the notifications that have come out. The first point, it has been installed at a wrong location. Second, as it is installed, it is going to verify the parameters as per their claim. The first parameter that has reflected practically at the site is the neutral to earth voltage, which was actually showing 23 volts. So there was problem with the electrical installation in the downstream. So this product reflected there is a voltage neutral to earth voltage which is higher than the norms, and it tripped in 80 milliseconds as their claim. We don't want isolation in group 2 location. This product is providing it. So this is a dangerous implementation of a wrong product. So it is good that you have taken this initiative to highlight the dangers. Second,
Mr. Bhushan, one question in between.
Sir, yeah.
One question in between.
Yeah.
So basically, due to a neutral potential, this device disconnected. My question is whether the patient is still alive or
So that I have not verified how they have gone with this. So as you asked, forgetting about the patient, the engineers or the maybe technicians at the locations, what they have done is they have bypassed this thing. So ultimately, the end use of this product is not happening, even though bought on through the process. So ultimately, it is of no use for such kind of locations. This is the ground reality I wanted to share, and that is why this discussion that we are doing through the panel is very important for people to understand what is the wrong practice going on. This is what I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhushan. What you have told is exactly the problem, because the idea of safety is in certain application you need disconnection, but for certain application you should not disconnect under first fault. So here this is violating both. Apav sir, your hand is raised. Do you have any points, sir?
Sorry, it was the I couldn't tell.
Saliji, raised your.
Gopaji, our discussion is at very interesting note, but as I told you, I have to leave for the time being.
Okay.
See, one thing we should know that we cannot rely on this product. So it will be very dangerous because it is not considering all the parameters which are necessary for the safety of electrical installation. To certain extent, yeah, it is okay, but you cannot rely on that. It is not a replacement to our conventional set of periodical testing and inspection. One should note that.
Okay, thank you, Saliji, thank you. So
okay,
some more questions from Mr. Shakir Miran. On a positive note about these products, what would be your recommendation to keep up with the innovative products using this technology? What should electrical safety even be considered in an IoT-based system? Who can answer this? Probably Mr. Abhijit. You would like to answer this? The question is, on a positive note about these products, what would be our recommendation to keep up with innovative products? What do we do with the innovative products is the question.
See, so even with this product, what I would like to say is that if we look at this product as a smart meter, which can, capture data and communicate, is certainly a very useful product. However, the objection comes why is using this product for electrical safety. So even today, when we're talking about innovation in industry, we're talking about things like digital switchgear, we're talking about digital switchboards, we're talking about automation. So what all these devices are doing is there are protection systems are separate, metering systems are separate, and automation systems are separate, and they are connected together on an IoT platform. So you might have devices like circuit breakers which can communicate with IoT. You can have meters which can communicate with IoT, and then you can have an integrated IoT system together. However, we need to be very clear that protection, metering, and control are three different things altogether. And as long as we know that these things are different and they need to be treated in isolation, however, in a simultaneous way, I think we can match up to any innovative trend that is coming up.
Yes, thank you, Abhijit. I just posted on the chat box where we already published a document in NFE platform with all the attachments of the certificates, these government notices, circulars, and everything. That link is posted. Probably interested participants can download this particular thing, and you can read it. Now let me go to the next question. Okay, there is not a big serious question. Mr. Rajesh Patel, is it technically incorrect, but issuing instructions from government authorities is alarming? It seems to be influenced by a vested interested entity. I think probably this is not the right question to be answered. As discussed, I think the real intention of authorities is to modernize the system by implementing modern IoT-based system for supervision, data, and acquisition. This question is from Mr. Sunil Kumar. As Mr. Sunil Kumar, yes, Mr. Sunil Kumar, the authorities are probably wanted to improve the system because fire in Mumbai is a big headache for the fire authorities. So they wanted to improve the system, and IoT is a good platform. As Mr. Abhijit told, we all agree that if this device is called as a meter or a monitoring device for something, then it is perfectly correct. But that is the limit. But if you start calling this as a device offering safety and you can achieve safety based on this particular device, there is the problem. So your question is correct. The authorities may be thinking that this device can enhance safety, but the question is then these authorities, are they aware that this IoT, this NABL, they can check with NABL whether the test certificates submitted are correct or not? In one phone call or one email, you will get the answer that these are incorrect. Number two, in such a case, there are companies, the multinationals, including multinationals, there are several Indian companies making meters, IoT based or communicable meters, which monitors all the energy parameters. There are so many companies making. So one of these meter will also do the same job. The only thing is, this IoT device is calling it as a safety device. The others are calling this as monitoring or meters, measurement or monitoring system. This is the difference. So I hope we answered this question. There are some more questions and some more participants raised the hand. Mr. Abhishek Das, probably you can talk. Also, Miss Pallavi. Mr. Abhishek or Miss Pallavi, you are invited to.
Hi, hello, Gopaji, Pallavi here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Since we know that it's very dangerous product, so we as NFE Mumbai core team, what we can do immediate step in terms of solution, or what is the accessible and immediate action can be taken, and whom to approach. How we can help this, remove this IO2 based thing. So what we can do, immediate action and accessible thing.
Actually, Pallaviji, I would like to say that this kind of devices are not yet popular in the other parts of the country. This is a problem only in Maharashtra and probably little bit in Gujarat. So,
Yes, yes.
oh, as a Maharashtra person, citizen, also as a person from NFE, probably the NFE local chapter can discuss within the CWC members, and you can decide whether to take any action or whether to make a complaint, or maybe only do as our mission, educate people, so that it is up to the user to buy. And we are telling the user that you are doing wrong, but if somebody again wanted to buy and use it, what is our problem? Number two, the problem is if the authorities are forcing someone to buy and use it, then it's wrong.
Yes, yes, yes. Right, right, right.
Yeah. Thank you,
Sure,
Balaji.
sure. We'll take it. Thanks, thanks.
Also, Mr. Abhishek Das, you have any points? You have raised your hand. Also, I would like to invite. I would like to invite Mr. Ishwar Iyer, who has put a long question. Mr. Ishwar Iyer. So you can also talk if you are interested. We have some more questions.
Yeah, good afternoon, Gopakumar. It's more of an observation because I'm working on a project where I'm supposed to provide this particular equipment. In fact, I plan to take up with the DFO, the Deputy Fire Officer, in my next meeting, so that it's should not be like a buying a pig in the poke, because you have raised a lot of issues about this particular product, and I've just tried to summarize. I am not an expert like you, but my observations I have mentioned, and at a policy level, we should also be looking at how do we address this. Maybe interfacing with the Fire Safety Association of India, which has got about 8,000 and odd members. So I feel the three key issues that I have raised. One is reckless violation and misrepresentation by vendor. So what kind of due diligence can be done to avoid future occurrences like this? Then a lab that is providing a product approval is referring to standards that are not relevant, which you brought out very clearly, or using the product where it may not be appropriate, like one of the speakers mentioned about the application in a hospital. And the third is the enforcing and regulatory authorities, which is a big challenge, I feel, is not doing the due diligence for a life safety item. It is not for monitoring before endorsing the product and putting people's life at risk. So it gives me the impression of the blind leading the blind. Now, with regard to certain measures, do you think a PIL or a national consumer helpline can be approached with inputs from NFE to challenge the authorities and get it withdrawn from the market? Because some certain cogent actions have to be taken. Otherwise, we can all gripe and moan about it, but still the product continues in the market.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ishwar Iyer. A pig in a poke is the very apt comment. Over to you, Apau sir. You have raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Concern is how to the speaker who has represented earlier is apt methodology. Actually, we have to. Government is always responsible, and it is always interested to safeguard the citizen. There is no second opinion. No government will do such things. My concern is whether the government itself, there is a difference, a thin, subtle difference between the bureaucrat and the officials as well as the government. I mean the political government. Political government is not interested in doing such things. My concern is they are not apprised. These things are going on at the vested interest of certain few bureaucrats. I don't say that it is initiated by the low-level electrical inspectorate implementers. It has come down from the top level. We can't say that it is the government. It can be a tool at the instance of the promoter and delivered by a specific bureaucrat. We have to identify that bureaucrat and inform the government. It's a top level approach. Then everything will settle down. We can't choose a one-on-one Maharashtra case, Gujarat case, and fire service case. These are all the what you can these auxiliary things. We have to find out the root cause and appraise the government. Government is interested in safeguarding the public, but government is misguided by certain bureaucrats at the topest level. That we have to take a bold decision. Association can't act against the government, but it can act for the government to appraise the government, that the government itself is, political government is itself misleaded by certain Western interested bureaucrats. This thing I think we can discuss in NFE among our people. With the support of all, we can do this because everybody is interested in safeguarding. Nobody will be interested in playing with the people life. Some people, some manufacturer, some unethical players can be doing it, not all. We can't blame everybody here. Sorry.
Thank you. Now, for the information of all the participants, the video of this webinar is available, will be uploaded in our YouTube link. As a result, you can see it will be there in YouTube. So you can, in case of if anybody is asking or referring, you can tell that, okay, look at this video. Similarly, we published a white paper on this particular device. As I said, the link is there in our chat box. You can find it in our website in the publications. Over to Mr. Abhijit. You have raised your hand. Probably you have any point.
Yes. So what I wanted to say, few questions. What I also saw that not only this device, any device, any black box which claims that it is covering all kinds of safety devices. What certain minimum checks what we can do is there are 14 parameters which were listed here, and we need to understand that all those 14 parameters. It is very difficult. I won't use the word impossible, but it is very difficult for a single device to cover it. Today, those parameters are covered by almost 7 to 8 different devices, including a device like, let's say, an MCB, RCD, arc fault detection device, a voltage stabilizer, a surge protection device, a harmonic filter, let's say a power factor compensation panel. So, anytime as, let's say, an energy auditor or a safety auditor, we are looking at these sites, we're looking at these projects, we need to understand that all these things need to be covered, which are covered by different product standards and which need different settings to provide complete electrical protection. And it is very difficult for a single device to have all these protections. Hence, I'll always suggest that not only this device, while assessing any device or any relay or any equipment which claims that it is providing multiple protections, we need to check whether it has all the relevant standards tested on it or not. Another observation I had about this was also there's a lack of EMI EMC compatibility, because even when we talk about meters or even when we talk about relays, today electromagnetic interference is a very, very important part. And when we're talking about IoT devices, electromagnetic interference also becomes the most important parameter, because we are going to be talking about fault currents, we're going to be talking about harmonics. Hence, these things should not interfere with the electronics inside this controller. So we need to have a long list of standards, maybe close to 15 standards, to understand all the safety requirements in this. And we should do a full checklist of it during any audit. That is my observation.
Yes, Mr. Abhijit. Actually, if you look at the number of parameters, you told 14. Probably the catalog which you are referring to is 2 years old. At that time, the manufacturer is aware of only 14 parameters. Later, they are aware of more and more parameters. As soon as they are aware of one more parameter, they will add it as a feature in their product. So this magic product can do whatever you imagine as electrical safety requirement. Probably we can create 10 more line of safety required, and maybe next week they will start claiming. Now we have 32 safety measures from this particular product. So basically it's a marketing gimmick without any fundamental knowledge on electrical system is my conclusion. So with this, we already passed a lot of time, 12:35. We have a very good participation today. Also a lot of questions. The idea of making this webinar is to inform everybody that we had a discussion with several government officials, and all of them unanimously told that we are not interested to promote this particular device. We know very well, okay, from the circulars, letters of NFE, everybody now knows that this product is of not with good intentions. It's a marketing gimmick. So nobody wanted to promote the product, but most of them say that unfortunately we are pressurized to specify or to put the government orders is what is told, as opposed are told. We are not here to question the government, but the some elements of the government probably are driving the entire move without understanding the danger behind it. Probably we can try to meet them and tell them that what you are doing is wrong. So with this note, it's time to have an end for this program. We have some more questions in the chat and Q&A. We will try to answer it in the next programs. Next week, we are going to come out with another webinar. So with this, we thank all the participants as well as the speakers, also the participants who has raised their questions in the Q&A, also the participants who has asked the questions in the live interaction. So if you have any points, Apau sir, if you have any points, concluding points, it's time to make it, and then we can close the subject.
Yes,
Also, Mr.
nothing, sir. You have very well consolidated all the points. That's enough. That is sufficient. My point is, let all not only the participants, let us propagate such mischievous and unethical practice of certain manufacturers. Not only this thing. There are several other things: air steamer emission, digital earthing, chemical earthing. So many words are being kind to lure the engineers and cheat them, I can say. Sorry to say. So we should be vigilant. We engineers should be vigilant. Implementers should be vigilant. Ultimately, we will be found as a scapegoat and penalized. Beware. That is my advice to all. Thank you. I request all your support to go further in this. It's not an end. It is just a beginning. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Gopaji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So with this note, probably it's time to end the program.